Hello everyone and welcome to English class. In my previous video, we discussed the first stanza of the poem The Eagle. In today's video, I am going to read and explain you the second stanza of the poem, and then we will discuss the poetic devices and word meanings of difficult phrases and words that are appearing in the second stanza. So let us now read the second stanza. In my previous video, children, I explained you the first stanza of the poem The Eagle, in which we saw that the eagle sits high up on the mountain or the hill, clasps the rock tightly and looks around. It is sitting so high up on the mountain, it seems from the ground that the bird is very close to the sun, sitting in solitary, no one around, where it is sparsely populated. Also surrounded by azure world, that means the blue sky. He stands. He stands means here he sits on the high mountain rock. Let's go on to the second paragraph. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. The first line, children. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. Now, it is very obvious from this line that the bird, the eagle, is sitting on a high mountain near the sea. High up from the mountain, it watches the sea beneath the mountains. Now, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. It means due to the movement of the waves in the sea never looks smooth. It always looks wrinkled. He watches from his mountain walls, and so the eagle is sitting high up on the mountain and watching the wrinkles that are appearing due to the waves in the sea, and watches the sea from the high mountain. And suddenly, and like a thunderbolt, he falls. And suddenly the bird strikes very hard towards the sea. Probably the bird saw something, and that is why it falls from high up on the mountain like a thunderbolt. And so this is the explanation of the second stanza. And now I will give you the meanings of the lines, children, and I will also give you the rhyme scheme and the poetic devices that are appearing in the second stanza.
Now let me explain you each line once more. The first line of the second stanza, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. Here the speaker gives the reader a few more details about eagle's surroundings. The rocky cliff on which the creature is perched is already made clear, is very steep. Tennyson adds that it is also jutting out over the sea. The first line tells us that the eagle is so high up that the sea appears to be covered in wrinkles. There appears various shapes of the waves and might make one consider how age and time play into this description. The second line of the second stanza, he watches from his mountain walls. In this line, the eagle's position of power on the rock is re-emphasized. He is high above everything else and is able to watch what is going on below and around him. Tennyson called the mountain walls the eagle's walls, as if they belong to him. He has a claim over this piece of land, and there is no challenge as he is alone. Even when the bird is sitting in solitary, it is so powerful and majestic that there seems no challenge to this bird. And therefore, in the second line of the second stanza, the poet again talks about the majesty of the bird. In the third and the final line of the second stanza, and like a thunderbolt he falls. Here we see a transition from second line to the third line, which is very powerful. All of a sudden, the eagle drops from his perch, plunging towards the sea below. He is hunting a smaller creature below him and knew when the precise moment would be for him to dive for it. In the final line, the poet describes the eagle as thunderbolts. So we see, children, the second stanza shows the action of the eagle. The first and the second line show that as he watches from his high perch, the sea moves below him. Then in the final line, the eagle makes a grand dive towards the sea. The poem ends here with the reader not quite sure why the eagle dived off his mountain roost. And so, children, this is the end of the poem. In my next video, we will discuss about the figurative speech of the poem and critical analysis. Till then, keep watching. Thank you.